WF representing Palace, so let's tell you about Palace. Rolling straight to the ceiling, crowns and crystals, top like journeys, dishing out malice. Hold up, South London's grandest, far from bandits. Anything earned for a goal of elevation, just passing the team over here might finish out. Bright future we can't vanish. SE25 any day, that's sellers. Rev up the engines, no more reverse reactions. Fan cams bands on stream. Share up the team, support the dream team when Eagles fly, make noise and scheme. Dare to dream or dream to dare, taking a step to become supreme.
Yes, guys, welcome back to Transfer Weekly. This may be slightly different. This may or may not have been done when I was on holiday, but I've just been too busy this weekend to even think about recording and editing a video. So, we're back with a stream. Hopefully, it's not going to be as long as the ones that Rich has done without me.
I don't throw shade like that.
But, yeah, this episode is unfortunately going to start on a little bit of a sad note. One of my good friends, one of Chairman's really good friends, long-time supporter of the channel, Tony Dennis. I go to all my away games with him, and he unfortunately passed on Friday. So obviously we want to share our thoughts and remember him for what a great man he was. You know, the great away days, the great days he's seen at Palace, and you know everything that he's really brought to the channel. Even though he may not have commented, he may not have jumped in, he was always in the background, always supporting. So rest in peace, Tony. Rich, you want to share your thoughts on Tony? You knew him for about 2 years,
a couple years, yeah. But like he was also one of the pivotal ones enabled allow me to go to away games, because obviously with his like membership and his points and stuff, like he was able to hook me up and stuff. And he's always such a friendly, top guy. You know, have proper conversations with him.
Incredible football knowledge as well. Yeah,
absolutely. And anytime he saw us, it's how's the channel going? How's the channel going? You know, that's all he ever would ask us and stuff. So yeah, now when JC called me and told me, I was just shocked. You know what I mean? So yeah, rest in peace.
And he was a good friend of Chairman's as well. Like about 40 years, I think they knew each other. So it's a tough one. But knowing Tony, he wouldn't want us to dwell on him too much, and he'd want us to go talk football because that's what he loved to do. And you know what? We're gonna mix it up. We're gonna go on one talking point, and then we're gonna go through all the updates. Purely because Tony had let's say a bit of a love-hate relationship with a certain person we're gonna talk about today, and that is Wilfried Zaha. Because there's been many times when I'm at the pub and he's like, just get rid of him. His attitude stinks. So who better to talk about than the whole Wilf saga that's happened this week? So basically, long story short, this is going to get a very mixed and matched because a certain journalist, Twitter extravaganza, has tweeted some false information and deleted all his tweets again after he got called out. So, a certain Fabrizio Romano. I mean, we were trying to be nice to get the collab in the future potentially, but the fact that he's just doing Palace so dirty, I'm not really caring that much anymore. So, here's how the timeline goes. Wilfried Zaha is unhappy at Galatasaray. This is a fact. He doesn't get played very much. He had a few injuries, and he had a falling out with their manager.
And the fans.
And the fans. Cussing the fans, telling them to shut up. Like literally yesterday, thinking, brother, this is a madness. Gala are open to loaning him out. But they have a hefty loan fee. This is £7 or £8 million just to loan him for a season, which in itself is crazy because that's what we actually purchased Michael Elise for, not just loaned him.
It's crazy, isn't it?
But then the reported price that they would sell him for is 11 million. So I'm pretty sure they put that loan fee in just so he doesn't go back to us again. That's what I have a feeling of. But it's way too high. Not going to pay his wages either because he's on £200,000 a week, which just isn't happening at Palace. And he may be our GOAT. He may be our legend. A 31-year-old does not deserve £200,000 a week. He didn't even deserve £200,000 a week when he was 29 when we offered it to him. So I think this is sort of a little bit of a controversial thing that I was speaking about with you on the phone a few times. I don't actually think he fits in this Glasner system. I think we have other players which bring more to the team than Wilf would. And bear in mind they're less injured. We want younger players. That's our new model. And I remember only a few years ago, we didn't want to give Chet Kouyaté more than a 1-year contract because he didn't fit the transfer scheme anymore. And I thought that was a dreadful idea. Kouyaté literally just won AFCON and you don't want to give him a 2-year deal. Like, what's wrong? And then a certain tweet came out saying that Wilfried Zaha wants to join Crystal Palace. And this is where the Fabrizio El Mano comes in. This is false. The tweet has been deleted. Zaha never said he wanted to come back to Palace. He just wants to get out of Gala. He never said where he wanted to go. I'm sure he said, I don't mind going back to Palace, but I left them for a reason. Remember all them podcasts? I left Palace because I'm more than Crystal Palace. I want to be known as more than the guy at Crystal Palace. And that's fair to say. But you have to remember that certain fans are going to feel some sort of way about a statement like that. But now Leicester seem to be the
front on this. Yeah.
So the question to you is: do we walk away from this deal? Is it too much? And is he going to be good at Leicester if he goes?
So one thing that people may not be aware of, I don't know how true these are, but the reports are that Galatasaray will still pay his wages if he goes out on loan. That's the rumor. That might change things a little bit. However, I still think.
And again, I bet you that offer doesn't stand if he goes to us. I guarantee it.
100% wouldn't. What it is if he was to come back, I wouldn't be mad. We've lost Elise, we're gaining more experience, But I would rather us suffer not getting Wilf to stick with the model that we're trying to do and getting in young talent. That is what I'd rather do. So let's just hypothetically say it's £11 million for signing, £9 million loan fee. Just put a bit more change into that. We've got the kitty there. Go get yourself an Asprilla, or look at a Nusa or Edwards or McAtee. I know most of these players we won't get, but just keep looking at that caliber of player, and not go back to a Wolf personally. And I mean, obviously, going back to, we need a left-footed right-side player because Kamada played well, but I think him and Munoz need to find a way of not getting each other's spaces.
Yeah, because I didn't make it, unfortunately, to the game yesterday, I think. But from what I could see, there just seems to be no correlation between the two. And whereas with Michael Elise, they just seem to gel instantly in the first minute because Michael would stay inside on his left foot, whereas Munoz would go straight down the outside. Whereas Kamada, he'll pick up a position within Munoz's way. And there's been a few times where they both went for the same ball, and you're thinking there needs to be some sort of communication there. And also, Kamada only speaks Japanese, Kamada only speaks Spanish. So, there's a language barrier as well. Yeah. But I'm sure that
they will get it right. They will get it right.
They'll iron out the kinks.
Yeah. But I think just the balance of it, side of it. By the way, for those who were mad about the result and stuff like that, listen, we should have scored 10 goals, by the way. We created so many chances, I just didn't shoot. So don't panic. We played well. But yeah, we've got, look, if he goes to Leicester, happy days for them. I think we've got to move on. We let him go in a free. We can't be paying money to bring him back. That is outrageous.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, I just say move on.
And I agree. Put in the chat what you guys think, but I would say let it pass. I think you could use the money better elsewhere, because let's say it's £7 million. Yeah, £7 million is what? A loan fee, and then let's say it's 200 grand a week. That's what? 10 million in wages a year.
Yeah.
And then if you say, okay, then we'll spend 11 million and get him, he'll only sign if he gets 100 grand a week. So he's spending 2 million more, but he's still spending 5 million a year on his wages. So he's still going to...
he'll demand guaranteed play time.
Of course. So I would say take a pass. I know these people say, no, he's our legend, you got to get him back. thinking about it without my heart, you got to let him go, unfortunately. Moving on to some comments real quick. Dog watching Oxford game. Malcolm warmed up in the 63rd minutes. All 3 subs came on, and none of them were Malcolm. Sick win though. Great win for them, by the way.
It was. The Dog's
was it against
upset.
He is Malcolm's biggest fan. They got Chairman, they got Nikki, they got Kevin, they got Monty. Yeah, all the RIPs coming out. Big up everyone. As a hard too pricey, Fabrizio Elmano spot on. For me, it's Esprilla. Yeah. Good player. Looks like he might be going Leicester as well. Zaha picks up too many injuries as well. Or his agent's in Birmingham. But he does have the same agent as Duran. He does have the same agent as quite a few players. So can't take anything for granted these days. Can we sell Eddie? I may or may not touch on this a little bit later. Dougie's talent ID is so good, but why would we go back to Wilf? Wilf should be looking at retiring. I think it's a bit early for that.
Yeah, he's got a couple of years in him.
Kamal speaks German, but that's not much help either. Yeah, Wilfried. He probably will actually, because we come back and then we'd have the moaning again, and people aren't used to it anymore. So I'd be like, "Oh, what's he doing?" Let him go to Leicester, try and save them from relegation scrap. Can I offer a rap battle situation? Wait, are you trying to rap battle someone? Who are you trying to rap battle? Big up Forest Fan TV, Michelle, Richard, that's neat now. Big up Prazumph K. I apologize if I butchered your name, by the way. Okay, let me go back to my note. Okay, transfer updates.
That's a lot of them.
Here we go. Jezron Ratsaki, late interest from Leeds, Hull, Burnley, Norwich, and QPR, all 4 loans. And then a surprise bid came in last night from Leeds, £15 million, which was rejected. Are we going to regret that? Who knows? But he's definitely going to Sheffield United on loan for the season. I think this was confirmed on Sky Sports as well. But, nothing's done until it's done. And as I see him in the shirt, it's not done yet. So, Palace, hurry up, please. Next up, Maxence Lacroix. He was training away from the first team because I think he was trying to get his move. But then talks weren't really that successful, so he's back in training again now. But I've heard that the stumbling block here is the valuation of the player, as he's only got 1 year left on his deal. So Palace don't want to pay anything more than 25 million, but they value him at around 30 to 35. And also his wages, he wants to double his wages at least, and he's currently on 60 grand a week. We're not going to pay a centre back £120,000 a week, so there needs to be more negotiations going on there. Next up, Mark Gay, Newcastle. We've all been seeing this. Newcastle, Mark Gay, Newcastle fans saying, "Oh, he's the one that let Nate score. He's at fault. We don't need him. He's not good enough." Oh, shut up, man. Probably one of the most flip-floppy fan bases I've ever seen. It's horrendous, but it's quite funny at the same time. But they have done 3 bids so far, and we've rejected every single one of them. This is because Palace value him at 70 million now. It was 65, but I genuinely think because they've messed around so much, we said, "Yo, it might as well be 70 now because you man are taking the you-know-what." Yeah. So from what I've seen, is the first bid was 48 million, which was rejected. The second bid was 52 million.
Just before you continue, rejected and told it's 65 million.
The second bid was 52 million, and the same process applies. And then the third bid that came in today is 55, that adds up to 60 with add-ons, which I believe will also be rejected. And that's probably why we've put our price tag even up higher. But there is talks that because of all this stupidness, apparently Crystal Palace are planning on offering Mark a new contract with a release clause similar to Eze and Elise. and I think Edmund Brack said it, that if he signs this deal, Mark Gay will be the highest earning Crystal Palace player of all time. So I don't know whether this will be like 150 to 200,000 pounds a week. How much was Zaha on? 150, right?
Yeah.
So it's going to be more than 150 at least. So Mark is going to be on some serious cash, but I guarantee that he'll be on that money for only 1 year.
1 year, and he'll be gone.
So
yeah.
Is it really the end of the world? I don't think so. But anyway, sick. Another person that we're looking into because of the breakdown and talks from LaCroix is, I'm going to butcher this guy's name. Kasunu. Yes. But how do you say his first name? Obian?
Odian, I believe.
Yeah. Palace have been linked with him once again. I think we were linked with him last year and the year before. That Leverkusen team is getting picked apart at the moment. They smashed the league, but, as it always happens, all the big clubs start taking all their players. And it's quite interesting that we're actually looking at one of their players as well now, because he was quite influential in that. Dan did he did a Twitter thread on him last year. Highly recommend going and checking it out. I think he reposted it on his Twitter this morning. Yeah, so if you want to go back and look at it, great thread. Everything still applies, even if you take out their league winning season. It's probably actually better to look at that because they're not winning the league that year. They actually finished, I think, mid-table. So you'll see him doing a lot more defending than he actually did this year. But class defender, he is one of the two options between himself and LaCroix, and it basically depends on if Gay goes, Glasner has the choice of which one he wants, basically. Joachim Anderson, Fulham have bidded £20 million, which is embarrassingly low. We value him at 40, and we said, don't come back, and they haven't bidded again.
You know what? I think they only did that to force Villa's hand because they want Diego Carlos.
Potentially. So, we've seen it happen before. We have seen it happen before. We've gone for this guy, and then we ended up with this guy because the other team gets shook. Here is probably where a previous comment comes in. Jeffrey Schlupp. There is interest from Celtic, which is very interesting. And I think that Schlupp had a good preseason. He's very, very, very versatile. He might not be very good in any position, but he can play every position. So he can help out if you have an injury crisis, basically. Yeah. But I don't think we're really serious with O'Reilly, but you could, if you really wanted to, you could use Schlupp as a make weight to get the price for O'Reilly down.
Yeah.
But someone on Twitter, and obviously you don't want to take everything for Twitter, but he had quite a good idea. If we're looking at bringing in another striker, if we send Celtic, Edouard, and Schlupp, would we be able to get O'Reilly with no extra money?
That could work.
And that is quite an interesting proposition. Put in the chat if you guys think that's a good or not. I would probably still take a miss. I'll tell you why. I don't think we need another midfielder. And also, we're really light on strikers already. So I don't think I'll be getting rid of it.
But does that mean that Ayew stays and plays up top?
Well, next up is Jordan Ayew. Apparently, so we all know about the Leicester stuff. Leicester want to pay £3 million for him. We're going, is it worth it? Like I said to you last week or the week before, if it's only £3 million, let him run out that contract, keep him for another season, and then let him go and do what he wants because he's helped the club enough, is what it is. But an unknown Saudi Arabian club has come in and potentially interested in £10 million. Daylight robbery, brother. Send him to Saudi. Go. I mean, no disrespect to Ayew. He's been great for us. He's saved us from relegation.
£10 million? Yeah,
£10 million for a guy with 1 year left on his deal. And he's 30. Was he 31, 32?
32.
Go, bruv. Go live your life. Become a millionaire.
And go join your brother. Go join your brother out there.
But you're going to be on so much cash. Just trust me. You set, bruv. Right now, your kids will be millionaires. If you go Saudi, your grandkids will be millionaires. Think about that for a second. But yeah, Ayew, great character, great player, done amazing things for the club, whether you like to say it or not. I think he deserves it. If I'm really honest, he deserves the cash. Finally, with the updates, Whitworth, Imre and Goodman all got their debuts at their clubs that they're loaned at. I think Whitworth saved a penalty with a clean sheet as well. I think Danny Imre got a lot of minutes because there was an injury at the right back position, so he filled in and he basically played like 80 minutes of their first game, and I think they won actually. So he had a very good game, and Goodman played as well. Cool. Anything you want to add to any of those updates quickly, mate?
No, I think all bases have been covered.
Okay. So I didn't have time to talk about or to get notes on the second player that I was going to talk about. So I think we should probably have a conversation about that one first. So the second player is Trevor Chalobah. What are we saying? Is he in that conversation of Lacroix, Kusunu, and Chalobah? Is he on that kind of level? He's 25 years old, came through the Chelsea Academy, went to the same school as him I did. That's my claim to fame. Was never allowed to play football, by the way, but I think he's a good player, but is he on the level of the other two?
For me personally, if out of those three, he's my third choice. Granted, he's Premier League proven. He is a good player, to be fair. But I think we could actually get the others for cheaper just because of the Prem tax. And Chelsea as well. Chelsea are going to scam it. Mm-hmm. Because they're looking for as much money as possible.
Well, yeah, they're looking at 25 million, and also they've banished him to the under-21s as well. So he's not actually even training with the first team. Hardly had any game time at all last season because of that. Because of that, could we potentially say, listen, I don't think he's any more than 15 million because he hasn't played first team football in pretty much a whole year now.
Yeah.
And also, he's on £120,000 a week.
Yeah, there's better options in my personal opinion.
But he's physically strong. He can play left back as well if you need him to.
And I think he's done a job at fullback before as well for them. So definitely versatile. I would say he might be the most versatile of the three.
He is. Then again, though, Kusunu can play right back as well as centre back. But Chalobah can play all across the back line.
Yeah.
And I think he's had a go at wing back as well once, but I'm sure that Chelsea lost against West Brom in that game. But West Brom have a thing about beating Chelsea, though, don't they? It's really strange.
It is strange. And to be fair Chelsea's preseason's been horrid.
Then again, though, I do say it sometimes, probably to make myself feel better. When Palace have a really bad preseason, I always say to myself, it's good that we're having a bad preseason because we know what to work on. But I think that's just me trying to make myself feel better because of how bad preseason always is.
I mean, we're unbeaten in preseason. Oh gosh, yeah, this might go tits up.
long start to the season.
Look, personally, third choice.
I would agree.
I think
English tax, Prem tax, Chelsea tax, because they're
know
still
who's
salty
my
about
first choice. Though I'm still torn between Lacroix and Kusunu because they're both very good.
I mean, if we didn't have Riyadh, I would have said get them both, but Riyadh's cold as well.
Riyadh started off very well. No disrespect to Chris Richards, but I want to see Gay on the right.
He went down late though, didn't he?
I'm not wishing any injury on anyone, but just take your time, Chris. Just take your time. I'll see Gay, Anderson, and Riyadh. That's back three. That's what I want to see.
Yeah, I think out of those three, I would probably say Kusunu is my first choice. Purely because I think that he can do a bit more and he is very much suited to that right-sided centre-back, whereas all of our centre-backs currently are either central or left-sided.
That's a good point.
And he is very much right-sided because Riyadh left-footed, Mark, even though he's right-footed, he does play on that left side. I think Holding plays in the middle, but I don't think he'd really play that much. And Chris Richards, even though he should be on the right, he plays better on the left. So that's why I'd say Kasunu will probably be my first choice because
Rich is he's so
because
bad
Lacroix actually plays on the left as well. So I think it would just be too many left-sided centre-backs.
He's so bad on the right-hand side for some reason.
Even though it's on his strong foot.
Yeah,
he can pass better with his weak foot. It's crazy.
He's much better on the left. It's mad.
So, out of the three, who are you picking? I say Kasunu. Who are you going with?
I'm going to say Lacroix only because he's worked with Glasner before. That's the only thing that's pipping him over Kasunu.
Even playing devil's advocate here, even when Alonso plays the same system as Glasner. With that three at the back. So he's already used to this kind of...
He's already used to it, innit? Yeah.
He's already used to it, so it wouldn't
tough
be...
one. They're both so good. Yeah, they're both good. Still Lacroix.
Okay. And the final player that we'll be talking about today is 20-year-old Carney Chukwuemeka. I think I've smashed it with a pronunciation on that one.
You've done very well. Can I just call him Chucky?
Whenever I've typed it, I've just called him Carney. Because the last was long. Yeah. Chukwuemeka. So, he is another very versatile player. He can play in the 10, he can play in the 8, and he can play on the left wing. His stats and all Chelsea fans say he's best at the number 8. He's like a Conor Gallagher all over again. But whenever I've seen him play, I've always seen him coming in off the left-hand side onto his right foot. I've always seen him pulling out to that left-hand side. And I never really see him doing any tackling whatsoever or tracking back or this or that. So all these people, Rising Ballers is one of them, saying that imagine him next to Adam Wharton in midfield. Serious talent there. I said, well, not really, because you're going to leave Adam Wharton to do everything on his own. And he's not going to look as good as he has been. So, yeah. But I do think, from what I have seen of his time in the Villa youth system and in his limited game time at Chelsea, I do think he could fit that left-sided 10 role. Right-footed, plays on the left, can cut in, similar to what Eze can do. Only issue is, the money that they're asking for him is a bit mad. And I get it if we're going to sell Eze in January or next season. Get him in soon, let him get comfortable, let him get some game time, and then he'll be the one next year. But then where does that leave França? And I had this talk with you a little bit earlier. I hope France can stay fixed. I think France is sick. I think if you have a fit França is still younger than this guy. France is still 19. France has got a higher ceiling. Just for seeing what you can do in Brazil at 17 years old. That's crazy. But he's only played 616 minutes and he's been at Chelsea for 3 years. And do you know what that means, Rich? Injuries. Yes, injured players at Crystal Palace. That's exactly what we want to see.
Absolutely.
Last season, 23-24, brother missed. Wait, guess how many games he missed last season because of injury?
31.
Higher.
35.
Higher.
All the season.
38 games. He was injured for the whole season. The only reason why he played any games
he play
is
against
because
West
of
Ham?
The cup games. Those added up the extra 9 games.
Oh no, he played against West Ham the first game of the season before because they had Liverpool last season. Oh snap!
So he only got his 9 appearances because he had some in the cup, some in the league.
Wow.
9 appearances all season, ladies and gentlemen. 2 starts.
Yeah, they can keep him.
And Chelsea are asking £40 million.
They can keep him.
Are you crazy? Oh, man. Okay, well, the signs aren't good. We'll say that. The signs aren't good. But let's talk about what he is good at. Apart from not staying fit, obviously, because he's terrible at that. The thing is, they're not even like small injuries. It's like femur bruise, like ankle, hamstring, calf, bruv. How are your legs getting that mashed up at 20 years old? But what's he good at? Very composed on the ball. He's got the right haircut for Crystal Palace. I'm reaching at this point. He's very good at one-touch passing, I have to admit. Very quick decision making. He can pop the ball in and out. He can send a crossfield ball. Like you've seen him do he's very effective in very tight space as well. I think we all remember the West Ham goal, where he came into the box, chopped, put it onto his right foot and just whipped it. He had another goal where I think he popped it into Palmer. He plays as striker. Actually, we already did this we had this conversation already, but he's too injury prone as well. That's the problem. It's the hair. It's the damn hair.
Yeah, my knees are finished.
It's an injury crisis on and off the pitch. Like we all remember the West Ham goal. We all remember the goal he scored against Leicester, I believe, where he pinged it into Cole Palmer, did a nice little back heel, and then he slotted it into the far corner. He's a great little player, but Palace are not willing to offer any more than £15 million for him because of this injury problem. But Chelsea have a £40 million release clause. Granted, you can buy someone for below that release clause. The release clause is sort of there. If he's worth a lot more, you want to get him for cheaper. That's how the release clause comes into play. But if he's not worth the release clause, you can still pay under it if the club accepts. And I don't think we should even think about going in for this guy.
No.
Because of that reason. But there is another devil's advocate. We said the exact same thing for Smith Rowe, and he's smashed it at Fulham on pre-season. But I would still... I would still say no. I would still say no because I honestly I don't wish injury on any player. I still think that Smith Rowe will be injured before Christmas, even before November probably, because of his just experience that we've seen him. It's just unfortunate for talented players like that, so young, to have these injury problems. So, Chicken Wecker, yes or no, brother?
No, thank you.
Good. I was hoping you'd say that. Caleb here says only replace for Eze and Elise would be to buy Carney and Noni. Noni is a different conversation completely.
Yeah, but he's not going anywhere though, is he?
Madueke, 100%. Because I was one of the guys when we had. I'll say this. I will happily say this on record, and you can go see it on my previous channel as well. I was sitting here saying Madueke over Elise. I'm not going to lie. When we was looking at players to buy, I was saying Noni over Michael. How wrong was I? I still think Noni's sick.
No,
he's probably the most... Obviously, I think Sule was the one. I'm really interested to see what was a stumbling block there. Yeah. I think it's because he didn't want to leave Italy.
He wanted to stay in Italy, yeah. Bakayoko has come out and said he doesn't want to play for any mid-table teams. He wants to.
Well, I tweeted about this actually. I said that rules out Chelsea, then, right? You know what? Yeah, that tweet was so bad. Even Tariq liked it. That's crazy.
That's when it says a lot. But yeah, that's a good point there, Caleb. Noddy's going to be gone because they're trying to buy Felix.
Yeah, well, Felix wants to move, doesn't he? Well, that's what the reports are saying.
No, 100%. I'm just going to quickly shout out DW Eats. Go and check out her channel. When I mean, JC as a newfound Jamaican as well now.
Newfound? I'm 6 years deep, brother.
Basically, it's a cooking channel. Like, she makes foods. Like, she grows like her own vegetables and stuff like that. Makes like all sorts. So definitely check it out. It's wicked. It's proper. It's proper.
Big up everyone in the comments. There are a lot of comments talking about a lot of players that we spoke about ages ago. So I apologize. Just pick out a few names you haven't spoken about yet. Big up Pat. It says Kasunu by a mile. Big up Colin. Big up Mitch. Chelsea's changed the rules. 60 players on the pitch at once. Well, I have seen certain Chelsea man them unironically put a 12-man squad as a starting 11. Big up Hazard. Big up Sosa. Definitely going to watch next week. Consider it all the summer. Yeah, Kamada's not better than Elise. No way. No. But Kamada's still a good make weight. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, he'll come good for us, but we should not expect him to be Elise. That's what we should do.
Malcolm's biggest fan.
You messed me up, man. You talked about my injury records. Now he's not interested anymore.
Big up Damo.
Ali's in the chat as well.
Just signed a contract at West Ham.
They've done some good signings, you know.
Yeah, they've backed Lopetegui big time, but I don't know. I think that I like their business. I think the Kilman's a bit crazy for 40 M's.
Yeah, but the rest of it's fine. Well, I mean, Fulkrug's expensive, but he's a good striker. Somerville.
He's only had a good 6 months, though. I wouldn't say he's been consistently.
Yeah, but with Ward-Prowse now,
oh yeah,
I might have to think FPL. You know, I might have to think FPL.
Nah, but yeah, I think Aaron is that one we pretend like same question as with Wilfried. Is that one that we should have potentially maybe tried to hijack
before we got Munoz? Yes, we should have got him, but since we got Munoz, no, don't do it.
Big up Ali. Ali, if you want to have a good time, rewind about 10 minutes and I spoke about shipping Schlapp off to Scotland, so you can go with it. But Sterling, hell no, $350 a week. No.
Long day.
Also, I saw, you know, some of those people on Twitter, they say like things that you believe that aren't exactly real. And someone said, I've never seen Sterling kick the football properly. And the thing is, I thought, no, there's no way. And I watched all the goals he scored. He's either scuffed them or they've come off his toe or something. And I was like, rah.
Sterling's an awkward player. Very awkward.
Yeah.
But you can't deny he will score goals.
Well, when Chelsea fans were cussing him, he was their top scorer that season. Yeah. 35 signings for Chelsea under Ted Bowley. I actually had a look, you know. Guess who was our 35 permanent signings ago? Guess who that was?
I saw your tweet on that. Saka.
Yeah, Bakary Saka from West Brom on a free was 35 signings ago. Yeah, 16-17. You're talking 8 years ago to have 35 permanent signings, and they've done it in 2 years.
It's crazy.
Isaac Babadi is a great player. I've never heard of him. I can't lie to you.
Speaking of another player that we've... Thierry Barry. 5 goals in 3 games.
Yeah, Tierno Barry.
Tierno, sorry. He's...
As we said, Dougie's talent ID is sick.
He's shelling it right
now. Wages sky high won't happen. What Glasgow did with a 33-year-old Klein, what could he do with a 29-year-old Sterling? But then the same argument comes in, what could he have done with a 31-year-old Wilf?
Yeah. What?
What a trip to Glasgow to watch Schlapp play at Celtic. What a match day vlog that would be. It'll get 2 views, you and you. Other than that, there were a few things that sort of popped up during the day. There was another left back that we're looking at, Robin Gosens. I think he plays for Atalanta.
Yeah, he was a German international as well.
Yeah, 30 years old, a lot of experience, Champions League experience. He won the Europa League last season with Lookman. And he is one of them ones where he's super attacking. 6 goals, 3 assists last season. You know, for someone with experience, for depth as well, to challenge Mitchell to be better. You know, or better than bringing in someone that has experience, and he won't cost too much as well because of his age.
Yeah, wouldn't be mad at that. That would be a very, very good signing. Him or Kostic.
Yeah, Kostic is another one. I think he's only got 1 year left on his deal at Juve. You know, so
yeah.
I think it was ages ago now, but I think they said about 8 million for a permanent signing of him.
Juve actually want him gone as well.
Yeah, just having a last little look to see if there's anything that's come out while we have been live. I don't think there is. Brentford have just signed Carvalho. That's a good signing.
Right before we played him.
No. Nothing else. Yeah. Rich, I think you said you wanted to round out on some announcements.
Yes. So first things first, Coltrane put us towards a Facebook group he has called the Palace Revolution, I believe it is. Let me just make sure I get that correct. So please go check that out. I'm going to make sure it's correct first before I even say anything. Where's Coltrane on this? There it is. Yes, Crystal Palace FC Revolution on Facebook. There are 4.7k members, so go check that out. That's Crystal Palace FC Revolution on Facebook. That's one thing, and not only that, we've now found where Coltrane is, so he's going to get his after he's dipped out of the Predictions League. Remember, we couldn't find him. We found him now. We found him. Speaking of Predictions League, on Wednesday, it's official. Wednesday got Dave and OTC's forfeits. Can't wait for that. So it's Wednesday, 7:30. Two other things. Number one, the Predictions League starts back this week. So if you're interested in what the Predictions League is you put in the predictions for the game week and you accumulate a score. If you want to get involved, do we still have the Discord link in the description? We should do, don't we?
Yeah, it should be here. I can put it in the chat. Actually, I can pull up Discord now.
Wicked. So yeah, we'll put that in the link. So you know what? I didn't realize Coltrane was Colin. That's made it even easier.
You know what? I didn't know that either. So if you didn't say you know what? Yeah, if you said nothing, you could have bust case on this on a different level. But now we know that your name, your Govey is Colin. It's a long day. It's a long day for you, big man.
Listen, just don't lose your phone, or we're onto you. This season, we're onto you.
Don't go anywhere.
But yeah, listen, obviously Colin's here, so make sure, like I said, you go and check out their Facebook page. All police content on there, so it's great. And like they've been very kind enough to obviously like repost all our messages about live streams and so on and so forth. So please go show them some love. So yeah, JC's gonna put the Discord link up if you want to get involved with the Prediction League. I'm gonna say it now live on stream. The deadline is Friday 7 p.m. because the first game is 8 p.m. correct?
Yeah.
Friday 7 p.m. is the deadline. All right. And then also we have got an FPL league. Hold on, Nikki just sent me the code again because I forgot what it was.
Okay. Discord is in the chat, people. So click that link or copy it into your Discord. You will join. And there is a separate channel called Predictions League.
Yeah, and make sure you just stick your prediction in there. We'll tweet this out as well.
And also, I thought we would say that we have got a bot running. So if you do change your scores, we will know about it. If you change your scores after the deadline, we will know about it. And you'll get no points that week. I think we need to say that applies to everyone and not just the Eagle-Eyed Football people.
Everyone.
Yeah.
Everyone. And here is our FPL one as well. So JS81QJ. So that's the Eli Football FPL. We'll keep mentioning it. We'll mention it again on Wednesday when we're live, and we'll tweet it and so on and so forth, and stick it on Facebook. Any streams will be on the Facebook page, guys, and have all things Palace extended Palace family, both sides. Absolutely, 100%. So yeah, please, guys, go check it out. I think that's everything. I think that's covered everything.
Yeah. So forfeit stream on Wednesday.
Wednesday, yeah.
Tactical Eagle starts again tomorrow.
Yes, Tactical Eagle's back tomorrow, yeah.
Wednesday is forfeits. Thursday is something that came back very late. I'll say shout out Will for doing it, but he's like a week too late. But it's still content, and then Friday will be our first match preview. And then on the Saturday, I don't have a ticket, unfortunately, because
we play Sunday.
Sunday, I don't have a ticket. So, purely because there's only like 700 tickets. So, there might, I'm not saying there will be, there might be a light watch along. Because the judge might reset in between seasons.
Gosh, we've not had the best runs, have we?
However, if we lose that first game, we're not doing any more that season. But if it is a case where we will watch the game and we will not do a watch along, we will do our own sort of fan cam. So we will do a video as in a fan cam sort of format to explain what we think of the game. So you might not have gotten a watch along, but you might get some fan cams on top of it as well.
No, absolutely. And yeah, like I said, we're going to do our best to just give different content. Obviously, the academy stuff will be coming out as well. The WSL will be following as well. And from what we've heard from Nicky, he has mentioned that it's going to be on YouTube, which is amazing, which makes it a lot easier to follow, you know, because they don't show it as enough as it should be. And now that we're in it, we're like, hopefully, you know.
I want to watch now.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's going to be a very tough season for the women because the WSL is crazy. It is crazy. But we've made it. We can say we've actually made the promised land. So we'll give it our best shot and stuff. So, yeah. JC, I'll leave you to close out.
Yeah.
Still 47 minutes.
Yeah. Anyway, guys, thank you very thank you very, very much for watching. This is a slightly more all over the place transfer weekly than it normally is. It's more straight to the point, but joined here with this guy, so nothing straight to the point here.
Up the Palace.
Anyway, big up everyone for watching. Like, share, subscribe. And as always, R.I.P. Tony. Up the Palace.
Up the Palace.
Eagles.